So, it's a little hot today, being in July. But anyways, we're going to get through this. I hope you watched Star Trek Next Generation recap earlier this morning. And I hope you're here to find some interesting books. And welcome to the D. Louise book series. It's nice to meet you. I'm Christina, KRISTINA. And for one last time, I'm going to try and do this. Happy 4th of July, a little late. So there we go. So as you know, don't forget, like I said, the recaps on Star Trek Next Generations and If Thens, which is this. This is If Then. Welcome to If Then. And also Flashback Monday. And it's because of Flashback Monday that I'm doing this particular episode. And I probably would have done it sooner or later, actually, when I came to these magazines. But I was going through these magazines. I do Romantic Times book reviews, and they review over 250 magazines a month. And every Monday, I go through them and talk about all the books that are recommended, at least usually 4 stars. I usually stick to the 4 or 4.5 stars, and talk about all the ones that were reviewed in the magazine for that month. We are currently up to July 2010. The magazine stopped in 2016. They did digitally for a little bit and then quit. You can't find these magazines anywhere, but you can find the books. The books are still there. The authors are still there. You can still go to your library, your bookstore, Amazon, and you can still buy these books. They are still available to purchase. It's a good way to get new authors, to find new series, and I hope you will check that out. Now, this particular, yes ma'am, series was inspired by these 2 articles. I was doing some research trying to gather up mystery FBIs. If you see that I did an FBI, If Then, I've done forensics, If Then, come here. And my little co-host here, move these. Oh, stop. Come on. Yeah, go up here. Go up there. So, I've done all these different if-thens, and I've used quite a few of the magazines to gather up the books that I wanted to talk about. And this art, I'll show you the couple of articles, but this was inspired because, like I said, I'm not up to these yet, and I'll probably talk about it again when I get to this magazine, but I couldn't. It just inspired me to do this. So I read this article, and it was, let me take my little bookmark off of here. Color across the color lines. And this inspired me to do this If Then. Brenda Jenkins, Brenda Jackson, even all these years later, are still only names that many romance readers and some publishers know when it comes to multicultural romance. In reality, the field is growing and thriving with a steady stream of new voices in both category and single title. African American romance writers and multicultural, interracial romances aren't going anywhere, except we hope onto more bookshelves. So what is the future of the subgenre? What will it take for these authors to go mainstream? The multicultural romance genre started changing with the boom in the early 90s when Arbishka and other lines hit the market. I think thanks to urban fiction or street lit, the influence of Black stream fiction authors like Terry McKillen, E. Lynn Harris, and E. Jerome Dickey, and because of self-publishing, there are definitely been an evolution of African American multicultural romance, says author Shelly Ellis, who writes the Gibbons Gold Digger series for Kensington Daphne. You still have the traditional series that follow the template of boy meets girl. The two have conflict and eventually they arrive at happily ever after. There will always be a desire for these novels, but the tone in many of these newer books, including my own, has taken on more attitude, if you will. And they talk about Harlequin, and I did an If Then featuring Harlequin books. Did you know that there's a Harlequin for doctors, there's a Harlequin for lawyers, there's a Harlequin for billionaires, and there's also Kimmy for blacks, and then there's NASCAR, and there's a Harlequin for every different genre, every different type of person. And I saw all these, and we will probably talk about them. This is February 2014, so we are only in 10. So we will talk about this particular article and these books again when I get to 2014, because I will have forgotten that I've done this. But those are the authors, those are the books, and Another Woman's Man, Shelley Ellis, Only Tonight, Sherry Green, Farrah Rochin, Yours Forever, Harmony Evans, Stealing Kisses, Regina Hart, Harmony Cabins, and Every Road to You, Phyllis Bourne. There you go. And then I saw this. KAYLA Perrin. And Single Mama Drama. And I think, did they review it? No. Oh, yeah, they did. And they reviewed her book, and they gave it 3 stars. And they said, this book has several good points, including pacing and some of the characters, but the heroine Vanessa seems immature, fickle, and not terribly sympathetic. So that's probably why it only got 3 stars. Happily engaged to ex-baseball player Eli Johnson, single mom Vanessa Kane doesn't suspect that he's cheating on her until Eli's murdered in another woman's bed. After that, life as Vanessa knows it is over. Eli's fame makes the case big news. Worse still, Eli's divorce wasn't finalized, so the vindictive estranged wife Tessie plans to evict Vanessa and her daughter Raina from the condominium they shared with him. Interesting. And I'm trying to keep all this straight. I've got stuff everywhere. Then I wanted to mention, and then I'm going to say the first book that I knew about. I wanted to mention this, and I've talked about it if you scroll through the D. Louise book series timeline. I did this last year. It's African American Patriots in the Southern Campaign of the American Revolution. What makes this book outstanding is the fact that not only does it give you a story of the individuals, but if you look down here, these last couple of lines, it gives you the documentation to back up the stories, where you can find the documents, where if you're trying to prove your genealogy line to see if you can join the sons of the American Revolution or the daughters of the American Revolution or the children of the American Revolution or any other genealogical society. This book is good because it has the documentation in it. It tells you where the documentation is. Bet you won't get that in another podcast, except mine. And then, if I can find it, oh, good God, she's got to go off. The very first, I was heavily, and still am, if you look up there, heavily into vampires and paranormals and romance and detective vampires. And I did an If Then the other day on vampires, and nobody watched. Literally, nobody watched it. So maybe no one will watch this either. I hope somebody will watch. And if you watch, could you please hit the like button? If you don't like it, please don't do anything, because if you hit the thumbs down, it really kills the analytics terribly. It takes 20 points off your analytics. It's just very sad to see. So if you could please just hit the like, I'd appreciate it. I've been a fan of this lady for a very, very long time. I read Minions. I've read the entire series. And I found this one, 13th. It got 4.5 stars, and I was really heavily into these books way back when. Wow, as usual, Banks blows your mind. This book is exciting from the first page as all hell has broken loose in the conclusion to the Vampire Hunter series. World religions, vampire lore, and myths come into play, and an overlaying it all is a different wonderful spirituality. As people of different cultures join forces to fight a persuasive evil, this story makes you watch current events and wonder. The dark side has convinced the world that Netu guardians are terrorists and has tied up their financial resources. The Antichrist is poised to emerge, and the pale horse of the apocalypse has been released as the world is plunged into Armageddon. It is up to the Netu Guardian team to save the world from the end of days while staying off Satan's radar. To further complicate matters, Damali and the female Guardians are all pregnant. Interesting. This was a really, really good series. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So, this here. Then we have some romances. The Pastor's Husband by Tiffany Warren. It got 4 stars. When faith, fidelity, and favor collide with fame and fortune, fiction takes up residence on the pages of The Pastor's Husband. Warren crafts rousing characters who remind us that church invites believers who are discerning, sanctified, humorous, and unwavering and loyal. In this case, the door is also open to gullibility, pretentiousness, lunacy, and temptation. Nevertheless, in keeping it real, the author skillfully takes us to the edge as we eagerly hope and pray that reconciliation and repentance will triumph over drama arrayed in counterfeit kingdom business. Naya and Gregory Hempstead are co-pastors in their ministry. The one time she yields to pressure to prophesy without hearing from God proves to be catastrophic. She's catapulted to fame due to the suddenly blessed prophecy, while a financial boon to their ministry, Nella Revelation, nationally leads to alienation from her husband and their church. The door of opportunity is ripe for Felicia's Caldwell Shame to commandeer all that dear to Naya, including Greg, as revenge for that prophecy 5 years earlier. Interesting. Zuri Day, a good dose of pleasure. People pursuing their dreams is always a good starting point for love, but when that means to that end collide, drama will ensue. Fortunately, Greg and his brothers are more than up to the challenge, and Anise is no wallflower when it comes to protecting her man and her future. The opposing sides are both valid, and the reader can only hope for their fair reconciliation. Since his father's death, ER physician Gregory Morgan has been focused on finding a way to pay tribute to his dad and prevent the tragedy affecting other family. To this end, he is in competition for a research grant that will give him the funding and facility to continue his work. Anise has arrived in Los Angeles to accept the position at an art institute and work with known artists. The creative space is her dream. Unfortunately, it's also the projected location of the research center. The two meet and connect before any of this is known, and when their goals collide, the fallout is heartbreaking. Let's see. Now, I have a whole bunch of these. Where's this? If you if you check out my channel for last year, I think, or so yeah, last year, or just do a search for the Black Candle. I spotted this book and I read it and I did a review on it. I had thought when I picked it up that it was going to be paranormal because it was voodoo and stuff like that, and it does do some of that stuff, but it's also a generational relationship book between grandmother, mother, and granddaughter. It's a really good book. I enjoyed it. You'll have to check out my review, The Black Candle Women. And it says, generations of Montrose women, Augusta, Victoria, Willow, have lived together in their quaint two-story bungalow in California for years. They keep to themselves, never venture far from home, and their collection of tinctures and spells is the unspoken bond between them. When 17-year-old Nikki Montrose brings home a boy for the first time, their quiet lives are thrown into disarray, for the other women have withholding a secret from Nikki that will end her relationship before it even begun. The decades-old family curse that any person that they fall in love with dies. Let's check it out. Saw this one. It looks good too. Black Leopard, Red Wolf. Marlon James. Tracker is known far and wide for his skills as a hunter. He has a nose, people say, hired to find mysterious boy who's disappeared. Tracker breaks his own rules of always working alone when he finds himself part of a group assembled to search for the boy. The band is hodgepodge, full of unusual characters with secrets of their own, including a shape-shifting man animal known as Leopard. As Tracker follows the boy's scent, he and the band are set up by creatures intent on destroying them. As he fights for survival, Tracker starts to wonder who really is this boy. Why has he been missing for so long? Why do so many people want to keep the boy from being found? And perhaps important of all, who is telling the truth and who is lying? Sounds good. It sounds like I should have used it for my shapeshifter if that podcast a couple weeks ago. And this one looks good too. I'm gonna get to this one. Double Lies, Mary Monroe, and I've seen her in my list. Oops, come here, look. We'll get to the cinnamon. Mary Monroe. Since childhood, identical twins Lenora and Fiona Dunbar have been getting in and out of trouble by pretending to be each other. Yet underneath, they couldn't be more different. Outspoken, Leona lives to break rules, have a good time, and scandalize their respectable hometown of Lexington. Fiona, as seemingly demure church-going girl who is the apple of her dominating widowed mother's Mavis eye. But together the twins have fooled teachers, boyfriends, bosses, racist police, and most importantly, straight-laced Mavis. Even when Lenona does jail time for Fiona, her unbreakable bond keeps them fiercely loyal. So when Fiona feels stiff in her passionless marriage and Leona is heartbroken over losing her one true love, it seems a perfect time to change places again. Sounds like the Parent Trap situation with the twins. Should be interesting. Okay, so let's get to let's see if I can find these. So I didn't. Thought I had it. I do have it. It's right behind me. Okay. I knew I picked this book up. So let's look. I didn't. Gotta be under. Rochelle Ehlers, Cherry Lane, 4.5 stars. The Return to Kavanaugh Island is a whirlwind trip that brings readers up to speed on beloved characters. The speed with which the new residents fall in love and marry is not particularly realistic, but that's half the fun. There are still high drama, a few legal fireworks, and plenty of hot romance. Devin Gilmore, who is Keaton Grace's lawyer, is ready to embrace her pregnancy and make a change. Could that include relocating to Kavanaugh Island? Devin is not prepared to rely on anyone but herself, but when she meets Charleston lawyer David Sullivan, she finds someone who can tear down those walls she built without too much effort. He's also making a move to the island to open his own law office, and they bond immediately. They both seen success and both still manage to perform pro bono work that matters. Devin's decision not to share her pregnancy with the absent engaged father of her child is the catalyst for the danger that followed her, but David takes his role as protector of his family seriously. Okay, and Shelly Ellis, the lady that started this whole thing with the article, the newspaper article. Well, if it's not, this is April. And why did I write April if it's not April? Wait a second. Okay. Shelly Ellis, the best kept secrets, 4 stars. Ellis descriptively shows us the conversation Lila Hawkins has with herself as she crashes the wedding hosted by one of the wealthiest families in Chesterton. Fear and pride take a backseat to desperation. This fantastic novel is replete with scandal, entitlement, treachery, and passion, up to the surprising end. Evan is so intent on uploading the family name he continues to charade with Charisse, his alcoholic wife, while he's busy working. She's busy with his half-brother Dante. As raunchy as Dante and Charisse's deception is, they have competition in the secret that haunts Paulette, a newlywed and the youngest of Murdochs. Her secret has been safe for many years with Lila, even former best friend. Now skeletons are just not rattling, they're busting down the closets. Look what I found. Hello. Your sister's up there. You don't want to go that way? There's a. There she is. Oh shit, I forgot to put the paper underneath. I don't know if I've told you, but my computer is held together by binder clips because the bottom fell out and it scratches and I have to keep putting stuff under it and I keep putting. Okay, and there's another one in here that I was going to mention. Oh, I didn't look for it though. But here is Nicola Yoon, a teen book. Everything, Everything. Can you see it right there? Debut author Nicola Yoon has been getting lots of buzz for her young adult Everything, Everything. We wanted to know more about the novel, which tells the story of a girl who's allergic to the outside world and what happens when a super cute boy moves in next door. It got 4 stars. Although readers may not be familiar with the specifics of Madeline's disease, her story is familiar. Something keeps a beautiful, optimistic girl isolated until she gains the strength to break free. Thanks in part to a handsome young man, and yet everything is worth reading. Yoon's detailed catalog of Madeline's life, told through a more commonplace narrative as well as other methods, from diagrams to instant messages, creates an image so accurate and tragic that one cannot help but to be taken in by Madeline and her plight. Madeline cannot remember a time when she did not live in her house. Indeed, she cannot remember a time when she left it. Diagnosed as a baby with a rare disease that essentially causes her to have severe, potentially deadly reactions to almost any allergen, it is impossible for her to live the sort of life that she wants, the sort of life the average person takes for granted. But then a new family moves in next door and things change. So check that out, Miss Yoon. And let's see. What did I say? April. All right. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, there's that. And again, what is it with me? I was trying to save paper. Okay. The Summer of Me got 4 stars. Destiny is a great example of a young single mom who, despite the obstacles in her path, makes a great life for her 6-year-old twins. The portrayal of her strength, dignity, and perseverance carries the story from beginning to end. Daniel seems to be an asset to her life and a good potential mate, but their relationship does not develop to the point where one was certain of that fact. Destiny finds herself alone when her twins spend the summer with their dad and stepmom, and she determines to use the time to get some goals completed. She is determined to move to the neighborhood her twins' dad lives in to get them in better district. When her summer job prospect falls through, she finds herself accepting a position with a company she has bad feelings about. Because she needs the money, widower Daniel moves to Georgia and becomes an associate pastor at his friend's church. He has a secret as to his real reason for being there, but he finds himself enamored with Destiny and sees her as someone he could build a life with. They soon find themselves working together on a project for the church, and their feelings grow. Despite Daniel's best efforts to protect Destiny, she soon becomes embroiled in the drama that could threaten the course of her life and their future. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. I don't think I have this one. Let me look. The King's Promise. 4 stars. In the second installment of BYRD series about the sexy King brothers, readers are treated to the intense, funny affair between the second King's brother, Xavier, and his new bartender. There are secrets about to be uncovered, and the waiting for the other shoe to drop is half the fun. The other half is that Cousin Quentin is back, and hopefully he'll find his own happy ending next. He deserves one. When Xavier hires Cheryl to tend bar at his club, she can't tell him that she's working undercover to expose a drug trafficking operation, but her cop's instinct tell her that he is not their target. The other characters in this drama are linked to both lovers and connected seamlessly when all of the secrets are revealed. Will Cheryl have time to expose the real culprits before her cover is blown and her growing love affair with Xavier is destroyed? Trust becomes the biggest issue, and there is plenty of stream between these two to give the reader a reason to root for their happiness. Queen Divas, Deshanna Diamond got 4 stars. The 6th book in Diamond's Diva series takes violence to a whole new level. The warring gangs are kidnapping and murdering and creating all-out mayhem in the streets of Ruby Cove. This terrifying saga keeps you turning the pages as you hope for the best but get the worst from all the characters, gang members, and cops alike. A continuation of the stories of the Memphis street gangs told from different points of view. Queen Divas focuses on the ride-or-die female gangs, but the men are doing some serious damage with total gang exterminations. It's an all-or-nothing gang war, and the members are dropping like flies. Interesting. Does that look like a book on gangs? Alright. Let's see what else I've got here. Breaking the Ties That Bind, 4.5 stars. Breaking the Ties That Bind is absolutely one of my favorites by Foster. She craftily uses visualization to give life to the words that with just enough details to corral the reader's imagination. The drama, rejection, disdain, treachery, and disappointment are eerily palpable as Kendra struggles with a biological tie that threatens her spirit. Sanity, livelihood, and liberty. Still, amidst the turmoil, it's exhilarating to follow the steadfast of a good man battling the influence of a vixen. Ginny's selfishness ruins her marriage and is on track to ruin her daughter Kendra's chances of happiness. Despite predictable heartache, 33-year-old Kendra Richards succumbs repeatedly to her mother's demand for money that she'll never repay. Kendra knows her mother is troubled, but she doesn't understand why she can't say no to her, which brings her to psychologist Sam Hughes. Sam helps Kendra find the answers she's looking for, as well as the love she's been longing for. She's finally happy until Ginny turns up again with stakes that are higher than ever before. Now Kendra must finally decide if she's willing to lose everything for a woman who has nothing to give. It becomes a now or never moment for Kendra to break her mother's holds. Relationship. Okay. I've got so many here. I think I did that one. I think I did all of those. Oh, I didn't even look for that. I forgot to look for that. There's a new one out, and I forgot to look for it, so you might want to look for it. Percival Everett James. He does Huckle Finn from the point of view of Jim. Really interesting book. I saw it the other day in the newspaper. You'll have to check that out. I forgot to look for it. Okay, let me see here. Let me see. Alright, I don't have a... Oh, that's right. Beverly Jenkins' Wild Rain. Banished by her grandfather at the age of 18, Spring Lee has survived a scandal to claim her own little slice of Paradise, Wyoming. She's proud of working her ranch alone and unwilling to share it with a stranger, especially one like Garrett McKay, who makes her second-guess her resolve to avoid men. Garrett escaped slavery years ago and is now a reporter in Washington. He's traveled west to interview Dr. Colton Lee for an article, yet it's Lee's fearless sister Spring who captures his interest. Clad in denim and buskins instead of dresses, she's the most fascinating woman he's ever met, and he's certain she feels the connection that sizzles between them. But when a shadow from spring's past returns, all is on line: her ranch, her safety, and her love. I did not realize that was a Regency. Wow, that looks good. Okay. And let's see if anybody wants. I made a huge spreadsheet. All right, let's look. Trice, Hickman, Troublemaker. 4 stars. Hickman continues her unique storytelling style in Troublemaker, taking readers beyond the veil of life and death and the realms of physical and spiritual existence. Alexandria and Aline's conversations are so believable, readers can clearly see their eyes how the gift they share is a blessing and a curse. Aline makes her earthly transition at 98, but she's nearly 200, when she visits her great-great-granddaughter in intensity. Alexandra's family knows she can see into the past, present, and future. So when she tells them they need to go to the family estate because Aline says so, they comply. Unfortunately, returning home also means returning to the secrets that must be told if the bonds of the past are to be broken. Interesting. Okay, Meg Cabot, Insatiable. I think I got that for something else. I did. It's for Flashback Monday. Kiki Swinson. Burning. I don't think I have a thing for her, right? Because it's new. Yep, 2023. Burning. A volunteer. Oh! And it's local. I wonder if she. Oh, Maryland. She's from Maryland. This is based here at the ocean front. A Virginia Beach firefighter, Aline Curry, faces death every day and is proud to carry on her retired father's legacy. But with cash always tight and her longtime boyfriend Levi pressuring her to give up what she loves to make more money, she knows she needs more cash to stay afloat. All Elena has to do is keep quiet about a shame to burn down buildings for insurance-hungry clients and make for a while she's on fire from the rush, making insane cash and finding new passion in all the wrong places. But when the money suddenly stops rolling in and one client after another pushes back against the deal, Elena and the rest of her crew stop watching out for each other and start fighting for their lives. Interesting. Candice Dow and Deanna Poole. Software executive Dwight Wilson finally has it all: a successful career, a beautiful, elegant wife, 2 adorable daughters, and a perfect upper-middle-class life in Florida. When a big-money promotion transfers him to Maryland, he's sure he and Tracy can maintain a solid long-distance marriage. But that's before Dwight meets and falls for manager Alicia Dixon. She's also everything his wife is not: personally ambitious, down-to-earth, and demonstrative. And after she comes in extraordinarily entwined in Dwight's friendship, he's confident he can handle 2 very different women and 2 separate lives. Uh-oh. Bigamy coming here. Stacey Abrams writing a Selena Montgomery. Let's see. Criminal psychologist Dr. Aaron Abbott wants nothing more than to live a quiet life that means no danger, no intrigue, and absolutely no romance. When Aaron suspects a serial killer is roaming New Orleans, her investigation throws her straight into the arms of one man who can help her. Journalist Gabriel Moss is hot to find his next big story, and he knows Aaron is onto something that will rock the city to its core. However, Aaron is a mystery he must solve. From the moment they meet, Gabriel senses that she is hiding more than her beauty beneath her boxy shorts and sensible shoes. When she reluctantly agrees to work with him to uncover the most shocking story they've ever come across, explosive secrets are revealed and danger and passion begin to rise. And we also have this one that we read the other day, While Justice Sleeps. A brilliant young law clerk from the legendary Justice Howard Wynne is doing her best to hold her strained personal life together. But when the shocking news breaks that Justice Wynne, the cantankerous swing vote on the court, has slipped into a coma, Avery's life turns upside down. She learns that Wynne has been appointed to serve as her legal guardian and holds his power of attorney, plunging her into an explosive role she never anticipated. Avery finds that Justice Wynne has secretly researching one of the most controversial cases before the court, a proposed merger on American biotech company and Indian genetics firm, which promises to unleash results in the medical field. She also discovers that Wynne suspected a dangerous conspiracy was infiltrating the highest power corridors of Washington. Interesting. And I do not think, I think this is for Flashback Monday. Nope, it's not. Eakin K. Smith, The Unspoken. I tried my hardest to fall in line, but when I refused to sign off on the incident report, my superiors came up with all kinds of phantom reasons to strip me of my authority to continue the investigation. I was faced with either a demotion and years of watching my back or turning in my shield. I chose to do the latter and keep my integrity. Burke was the one who fought behind the scenes to make sure I was still treated fairly. We'll have to see what happens. An Extraordinary Union, The Loyal League, Alyssa Cole. Ellie Burns is a former slave with passion for justice and an enigmatic memory. Leaving her life for freedom in Massachusetts, she returns to the indignity of slavery in the South to spy for the Union Army. Malcolm McCall is a detective for Pinkerton's service who is facing his deadliest mission, yet risking his life to infiltrate a rebel enclave in Virginia. Two undercover agents who share a common cause and an undeniable attraction. Malcolm and Ellie join forces when they discover a plot that could turn the tide of war. What year is this? 2017. And I don't think, nope. The Other Side, another one by Trice Hickman. After one too many failed relationships, Gibson is resigned to singlehood. Yet on the heels of her 50th birthday, she meets Coop Dennis, a charismatic nightclub owner who literally sweeps her off her feet. But just as they are ready to make the ultimate commitment, a secret from Coop's past threatens to end their relationship. And I don't think I have this one either. Nope. The Bridal Suite. Let's see. Nope. With her besties in the Big Easy, Nadia Santiago is second-guessing staying behind in New York. So when Jasmine Washington calls with the exciting news that she's getting married, Nadia happily rushes to New Orleans. When she visits the estate her friends are transforming into a luxury inn, she meets the sexy engineer in charge of the renovation, Lamar Pierce. Could make her believe in love again. Lamar is everything her ex isn't, but Lamar is also widowed father to a preteen girl. Check it out. The Killing Moon, science fiction. In the ancient city of Gujarat, peace is the only law. Upon its rooftops and among the shadows of cobbled streets await the gatherers, the keepers of this peace. Their duty is to harvest the magic of sleeping mind and use it to heal, soothe, and kill those judged corrupt. But when a conspiracy blooms within Gujarat's great temple, Era, the most famous of the city's gatherers, must question everything he knows. Someone or something is stalking its prey in both Gujarat's allies and the realm of dreams. Iwu must now protect the woman he was sent to kill or watch the city be devoured by war and forbidden magic. Blood marked. All Bree wanted was to uncover the truth behind her mother's death, so she infiltrated the Legend-born Order, a secret society descended from King Arthur, only to discover her own ancestral power. Now Bree has become someone new, a medium, a bloodcrafter, a scion. But the ancient war between demons and the Order is rising to a deadly peak, and Nick, the Legend-born Bree, fall in love, has been kidnapped. Bree wants to fight for the regents who rule the Order but won't let her. To keep them, she is an unknown girl with unheard power. As the living anchor for the spell that preserved the Legend-born cycle, she must be protected. When the regents reveal they will do whatever it takes to hide the war, Bree and her friends must go to the run rescue Nick themselves. But enemies are everywhere. Bree's own powers are unpredictable and dangerous, and she can't escape her growing attraction to swim, the Madge born to protect Nick until death. Okay. I had a few more that I wanted to cover. Okay. Driving Heat, Zuri Day. The premise behind Driving Heat and the Blue Collar Lover series is a good one. Everyday people fall in love, and reading their story is engaging. The portrayal of the discrepancy between the intellectual acumen of the heroine and the hero are sometimes hard to relate to. Okay, that's why I got 3 stars. Cynthia Hall loves her position as a counselor with a social services agency. During a home visit, her car dies, and to make it to her office for an important meeting, she is forced to take the bus. Byron Carter is happy with his job as a city bus driver. When Cynthia gets on the bus, he is struck by her beauty, yet put off by her snobby behavior. Thinking he will never see her again, he is stunned when he finds out she is the counselor assigned to work with his niece. As the couple gets to know each other, Cynthia is torn between her feelings and her friends. Okay. Yeah. Right, nothing there. No. Alright, here's another one. I hope you will join me for Flashback Monday. Playing with Fire. Deborah Fletcher Mello, 4 stars. At the heart of this narrative is a two-pronged love story. One is a standard romance, the other is an absentee father's role in his son's life. The florid language used is a bit overdone, but at its core, this is a page-turner that will please and hopefully lead to a follow-up. Romeo got his nickname as a baby, but he's not a cad. He's a good man with a solid business who knows how to enjoy his life. When Romeo meets Taryn, the two embark on an intense affair. Meanwhile, he hires a down-on-his-luck piano player, and the two men bond as secrets slowly come out. As Romeo and Piano Man grow closer, it becomes clearer to the reader what their relationship is. When Romeo learns the truth, he spirals out of control and learns all of what he thought he knew about who he is, and more importantly, what he knew about the mother he adored. Interesting. And let's see, 2 more. Have you enjoyed all these? Is it an eclectic, different bunch for you? Have you seen all these different ones before? Sci-fi, romance. What did I do with those books? LA Banks. I love LA Banks. I just love LA Banks. I love me some vampires. Brenda Jackson, Breaking Bailey's Rules. Four and a half stars. Walker Rafferty is sent by Garth Outlaw to meet the Westmoreland family and verify that the Outlaws and the Westmorelands are related. Walker is attracted to Bailey Westmoreland from the start, but having been burned before, he vows to get the job done and return to his beloved Alaska ranch. Bailey has rules about living life and falling in love, but Walker tempts her to break them. A magnetic connection between two compelling characters combined with a creative story will leave readers happily satisfied that Bailey broke her own rules. The Westmoreland family keeps growing, and every new member adds to the depth and dynamic of this exciting family and loving group. And what did I do with this one? Why did I? Oh, I did that one already. Oh, LA Banks. I just wanted to show the other books in the series. The Jamal Richards is your vampire huntress. I love these books. I love LA Banks. She was really good. I'm sorry she passed away. That was heart-wrenching. And our final book for the day, and I hope you found some new authors in this selection. I tried to give a variety. I tried to give some oh, this is also Brenda Jackson. I might as well do it since it's here. I didn't realize I had 2 of her series. This is the same series. In her youth, Crystal Newsom was sent away to live with her aunt because her family didn't approve of her almost obsessive relationship with troublesome Bain Westmoreland. 5 years as Navy SEAL has given Bain perspective about what's important in life, and he's determined to find Crystal so they can be together. She's working on her PhD in biology chemistry, and someone wants her work on obscured reality. It will take Bain and his skilled team members to keep her safe. Rarely does first love survive the test of time, yet the connection between these two lovers grows stronger once they are reunited. So check it out, and don't forget to check out Flashback Monday. I hope you found some new authors here. I was really kind of sporadic. I don't even know what this one is. But we will probably feature all of these authors again in If Then. Oh, Zuri Day's got a... Oh, that's contemporary romance. The magazine did them in Sci-Fi was also green. Oh, this is another Brenda, so I've done several of hers. We'll just leave it at that then. So I hope you will check out Flashback Monday. We'll probably do some of these authors again as time goes on. We're in July 2010. So that's where we're up to. You can go back. I started in 2007 and did 2008, 9. I'm in 10 now. We will continue all the way through each and every Monday until we get to 16. And then I'm going to go back and redo some other things with the magazines. Finding new authors, finding new genres, finding new everything. I hope you will please hit the like and subscribe and let me know I'm doing a good job. I hope you found some new Black authors that you didn't know existed. I didn't get a chance to get these last ones, but I said that Percival Everett, James Huckleberry Finn, Jim's point of view, that looks good. James McBride, The Heaven and Earth Store, Anaya Mathis, The Unsettled, Walter Mosley, Easy Rawlins, and Aaron E. Adams, The Jackal, and Abby Collette, A Deadly Inside Scoop. Those were the others that I had planned on doing and never got around to it. So please hit the like and subscribe and hope you have a good day. Thank you.